Right now on pace for career highs. How awesome would that be?
It would be incredible. Allen out of the break. They get it to Pryor on a wing. Left wing Cowan wide open for three. Just missed it. Rebound taken off in the middle by Payne. Your first five out: Coley, Pryor, Allen, Smith, and Cowan. Thomas back the other way, coast to coast, wild shot, missed. Smith's got it. If she can get an outlet, they'll have numbers, but she couldn't. She'll get it to Cowan, they'll set it up. Allen sets up on the left wing. In the middle of Smith, drop step, drive, kick it down to Coley. Through her hands, but picked up by Allen. 16 on the shot clock, just 42 seconds in. Allen on the left wing, guarded out there by Payne, works her way to the top of the key, swings it right side Pryor. Got Cowan in the corner, though, back to Allen. Coley with the dead pick right there. Allen three to shoot. Takes off, up and off the glass. Missed it, though. Smith with the rebound and put back won't go, and rebound ripped off by Adler. So a couple of point-blank looks by the Bulldogs, but couldn't get it to fall.
TaCouya Allen kind of shaking her head on the way down. Knows she made a good move and just missed the layup there.
And inbounds pass, tried to thread the needle. That one didn't get through to Payne, knocked out by Cumberland. So with 18 on the shot clock, the Bulldogs set the inbounds. Or excuse me, Riles set the inbounds. They'll get it in to the right elbow. Back to Bonar, and Bonar drew a foul. I thought maybe she got pushed out on that baseline, but Bonar just an abysmal first half as she could not get going. 0 for 5, shut out in that first half, 0 points. And John, I'm sure she's not used to that, averaging over 17 a game.
Yeah, it's got to be really odd for a player. Might start pressing here in the second half. You see that a lot.
Bonar and Pryor fought for that miss by Payne. It's ran down in the corner. Possession here, though, stays with Riles. Seems like they've inbounced now, what, 3 or 4 times?
It's been a long possession.
They keep practicing that, no doubt. Inbounds comes to Adler. They'll swing it across. Payne drives the baseline. Ran into Coley, and she held her ground, deflected. Outlet pass up ahead to Cowan. Thomas back, quick as a hiccup, but Cowan got it and put it in. Boy, that was a battle of quick on quick. I don't know how Thomas got back. Cowan was cherry picking. Here she comes back the other way. She reminds me of Speed Buggy. You remember Speed Buggy cartoons?
Nope. Were those in color?
Yes, they were, believe it or not. Depending on the TV you had. There weren't many color TVs. There was color cartoons, and another errant play, and Cowan with another breakout. So Cowan with 4 quick ones. She's got 21, and the lead has grown. Make that 23.
Again, the scoreboard can't keep up.
Well, they flashed her at 21.
They should have 23. She had 19 at half.
And Allen bumped out on this side, and with 17:48 to go, the lead has grown to 18. That'll get subs up and off the bench as Clark will check back in along with Herring. That'll give Markham a breather along with Payne. Your 5 out for Cumberland remains Pryor, Cowan, Smith, Allen, and Coley, and they'll go 2-3. Coley in the middle. Pryor and Smith on the wings, Cowan and Allen out front. Thomas will set the plate, top of the key.
I'm wrong, by the way. That's right. 21's right.
10 on the shot clock. Down low, they'll swing it to Herring. Over in the corner to Bonar. Pull up from the baseline. And the offer continues. Rebound by Coley. Bonar just cannot get them to drop, John. She's not taking bad shots. They're looking good. They're just not going down.
Oh, you just got to credit the defense. We talked about it. Best defense, one of the best defenses throughout the year here at Cumberland. Been the one thing we could really hang our hat on, showing you right now.
So the 2-3 back in effect. Coley hands it to Cowan. Cowan lost the handle, and that'll be an over and back as she kind of needed to hurry. Thomas is flat. She might be the fastest guard we've seen, John. I don't think there's any question in my mind.
There's a reason why she's the second leading scorer in this conference. 13 points here in this ball game. Shoots the ball very efficiently. 5 out of 9 here this afternoon. But like you said, I bet she gets a lot of runouts just from beating people down the court.
She is just flat out fast. I don't know how else to put it. It's like Roadrunner fast.
Did you watch the cartoons this morning?
No, I don't know what's wrong with me. John, get me out of the funk. Thomas on the right wing looks inside. Oh, and a steal by Cowan. Boy, you talk about flat out picking them clean. Cowan with the run out and another layup. She continues
now
to work either
23.
side. She's got 23, John. You were psychic on that one.
That's it.
You were foretelling her future.
Cumberland starting out on a little bit of a run here in the second half. 4 minutes, almost 4 minutes in. Rio yet to score.
Baseline drive by Clark, pull up and rattles it home. So just like that, John talks them into a basket.
I'm telling you.
Don't be talking about runs anymore. I'm just kidding.
I missed my calling. I should have.
should have
John
been
Psychic Reading.
No
over
doubt.
on West Main Street in Lebanon, opening up Monday.
Oh, man. Clark has 8. Back on the other end, they'll get it down low to Coley, and she gets whacked on the way across the lane. So 2 team fouls now on Rio. Didn't catch who they whistled that on. Inbounds comes to Cowan, 51-33. Down low, they get it to Coley. Running jumper, no good. Allen with the rebound, and she's hacked in the act, so she'll step to the line. 4 minutes in, Cumberland up 51-33. Glad you guys could tune in, those of you out there listening to us. Don't forget the men will be up after this one. Senior Day here on campus of Cumberland. Dallas Floyd Recreation Center, the site of this offensive outburst by the Bulldogs. They've already put up 51. Cowan and Allen having big days. Allen nails the first free throw.
She will have another one, 72% on the season. Allen, barring a lot of free throws by another player, will be the only Bulldog player this year to shoot over 100 free throws.
How about that? Coley and Smith back on the other end. They've got their guards in to rebound on the line. That's confidence in Allen. And
no kid.
It's
right?
rewarded. She nailed that one. 53-33, the lead back to 20.
And 20 for Allen.
And I believe that's the largest lead of the night.
I believe you're correct. Yes, sir.
Thomas across the lane, back out front. As Clark has tried to help, they'll get it to Bonar up and under. And Smith with the block. Boy, got an awful lot of ball on that one. But she'll draw the foul. 2 team fouls. And for Katie Smith, that's her 3rd.
Going to the free throw line for Rio Grande will be Bonar. She has not been there yet this afternoon. 0 for 6 from the field. Bonar on the season, however, 80% from the line. Nails that one. We talked about a moment ago, Allen, the only Bulldog with over 100 free throws. Well, you look over here at Rio Grande, 3 players with over 100 attempts. Bonar second on the team with now her 166th attempt, knocking down over 80% of those.
How about this? Gamble has yet to attempt a 3, and Thomas has only attempted 1 and made it. Between those two, coming into today, they had attempted 279 threes. Wow. Gamble has yet to put one up. Thomas has 1 for 1. Second free throw was good, by the way. The lead back down to 18. Pryor gets it to Coley. There's that matchup down low, and she gets hammered by Herring. Herring thought she got a lot of ball, but for Herring, that'll be her 2nd. 3rd team foul on Rio Grande, and C.J. Coley, her first trip to the charity stripe.
76% on the season, and Marv, as much as we talk about the seniors today, and rightly so, also, you got to think a little bit ahead as we look at girls like Calamity Jane, who hits her first. Well, she's going to be a huge piece to the puzzle next year, as will Tasia Blue, Katie Smith. A lot of these girls we're going to be getting back. Opportunity here for them to get even more experience.
And nails those 2. She has such a sweet stroke. Those 2, no doubters. The lead back to 20. She's got half a dozen. 2-3 zone again for Cumberland. Bonar working on that back wing in front of Vichy of Case, who has checked in for Smith. Thomas a long 3, no good. Rebound taken off by Pryor, and she gets hammered by Markham on the baseline, and she earned that foul. And for Markham, that'll be her first.
Tara doesn't even have to move where she landed out of bounds to inbound the ball. She just stood up
to her feet. Give me the ball. Let's go.
I'm ready to go.
15:02 to go here in this ball game. 55-35. If you just tuned in, it has been the 4th of July on offense. Lots of fireworks from the field. Cowan misses, but Coley right there to put it up and in. So Coley with a rebound and a basket right there. She's now got 6 boards and 8 points. So quietly chipping in on Senior Day. Inbounds comes down the middle of the lane. A wild running shot. I don't know how Herring got it off, but it went in. So Herring now with 4. I think, no, make that 6. My hard drive is blinkety today.
It's bogging down on
it. It is, I think so. Cowan working on Allen, excuse me. Just beat her. Got hammered, no call. Rio out of the pack with the ball. Looked like Clark threw a hip on her. But Thomas works her way back up and under, and that time couldn't get it to go, but there to clean it up and put it in was Markham. So Ryle starting to make a little noise. That's 4 for Markham. And, John, they're getting some good looks.
Well, we talk about a game of runs again. Cumberland opens up the second half on a 9-2 run. Now, the last couple of possessions, it's been all Ryle. They're starting to build a little bit one of themselves.
Here's a good matchup out front. Bonar and TaCouya Allen. They're going to call a foul underneath on the baseline. And I'll tell you, they are just hammering on Calamity Jane Coley. She has been like a human pinball, and finally away from the action, they call another foul, and that'll be 2 on Clark. And they have really put a body on her at all times, John.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. She's so dangerous on the glass, and obviously on the offensive end, you've got to know where she's at all times.
So Katie Smith will check back in, carrying 3 fouls with her with 13:34 to go. She'll join Ichiokase, Pryor, Allen, and Cowan, who now works out front in front of Thomas. 13 on the shot clock. Allen takes it, top of the key, guarded by Bonar. Ryle and the man-to-man Smith with a great move across the lane and had it swatted away by Markham. Markham will lead to 3-on-2. Right wing, they'll feed it to Clark, and that one too far and out of bounds. And I tell you, Markham might have been well served that time to slow it down. Ryle needing points in productive possessions.
Yeah, 10th turnover of the ball game instead of getting that. So Cumberland doing a good job, continues to do a good job on the defensive end. And as you said, probably would have been a little bit smarter to hold that one up and run an offensive set.
Cowan working on Thomas, feeds over to Ichiokase. Here she goes to the lane, running shot, no good, but draws the foul. So Ichiokase, we haven't talked about her a lot, John. She's not an offensive threat most times. She's only shot 9 free throws. She's 2 for 9, 22%. She's in a part where she can pull this up drastically by making a pair.
She is the Terry Williams of the women's team. She goes in
great
there.
Analogy.
She's going to give you hustle minutes. She's going to do a lot for you on the defensive end. She's a very smart player as well. And a young player, you know, hopefully we'll have her for a couple more years as well. She misses that one, she will have another one. Now Cumberland on the game, 7 out of 9 from the free throw line. They've done a good job at the charity stripe.
Both teams shooting well, combined 14 out of 17. And as soon as we say that, Ichiokase misses a pair. So Ichiokase comes up empty. The lead stays at 18 with 12:53 and counting. Cumberland 57 points on the board, and we are just 7.5 in. A steal by Cowan. Here she goes for another run-out layup. She has wore it out here in the second half. That's 8 points on breakaway layups. She's got 25.
And she missed a layup in the first half as well on one of those. She's really doing a good job reading the passing lanes this afternoon.
Ichiokase steps out on Herring. Herring will filter back outside the three-point line, giving out to Thomas. Cowan and Allen in the front of that 2-3. Smith in the middle. Pryor and Ichiokase on the wings on the backside. The 3 part of the 2-3. Across the lane, Bonar just tucks it and runs like a fullback. Scores the basket. Fouled on the way. She'll get a chance for our first old-fashioned three-point play today.
And she's already 2 out of 2 from the free throw line. That bucket right there was her first field goal of the ball game. Bonar on the season shoots the ball, as we said a moment ago, very, very well, over 80% on the season.
Boy, towards the end of that first half, John, you could really see the frustration. She missed a couple of running baseline jumpers, and she had this look like, what in the world do I have to do?
She's not accustomed to that, as you said, 17 points per game.
So she's got 5 here in the second half. As she caps off that three-point possession, she'll get a rest. Back in comes Baines. Also some other subs in. Gamble has checked in. And also into the game for the first time in the second half is Heberlin. So Heberlin out front, Gamble in the middle. Adler will check back in. Markham stays in on one wing and Baines on the other. Cowan works off the right wing. Ichiokase sets a screen. They'll work to the front of that 2-3. Pryor on the left wing deep in the corner. Works her way. Lob pass across to Cowan for 3. Boy, it went all the way down and came back out. Back the other end, Baines has it. Gets it to Gamble, back to Baines. She'll take a 3, and that one on the way in good. So Ryle's starting to hunt that three-point shot. And, John, I tell you, when you get them in threes, you can come back quick. It's back down to 14, the first 3 of the game, first points of the game for Baines. Well, you can come back in a hurry when you score 3 at a time.
You're absolutely right. They have the capability.
So how do you feel
that.
about the legislation for a 4-point shot now everybody's talking about?
Let's do it past the volleyball line. Why not?
I think so too. Cowan misses the jumper. Ryle with the rebound. Here comes Baines back again. Tries to get it underneath. Markham is there in front of Coley. Kicks it all the way back across to Heberlin. They'll swing it to Adler. Right side they've got Gamble. Fakes the 3. Top of the key, Baines. Back to Gamble. That one's a long 3 on the way. No good. Rebound underneath Markham. Her putback is good, and Ryle is right back in this thing, folks. They're back down to a dozen. They've trimmed 8 off this 20-point lead. Red Storm starting to churn up some gusts here, John.
10-2 run over the past 3 minutes for the Red Storm.
Markham's got 6. Allen works Left wing to Pryor. They've got Cowan in the corner. They go inside to Coley. Markham with the steal across to Baines. Here comes Rio, 2 on 3, and Baines says, I'll take it anyway. And Allen said, not in my house. So add a block shot to the resume. So she is stuffing all the stats as TaCouya Blue will check in. But timeout on the floor. Let's take it with them. 10:28 left to go in this one. The winds of the Red Storm are blowing. They're down by a dozen. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Absolutely right. It does feel like that. Currently on a 10-2 run and with the ball.
Markham feeds it out front. There's Adler from the right elbow. That one no good, and Allen goes in, takes it away. Allen to Cowan, 2 on 2. She's got Itchiv-Kase, and she'll think better about it as she's cut off by Heberlin. They'll get it out to TaCouya Blue and set it up. Blue, Coley, Itchiv-Kase, Cowan, and Allen, your 5 out for Cumberland. 10:05 to go. Bulldogs up by a dozen. Blue to Cowan. They're trying to go to Coley. They get it to her. Working underneath on Adler with the left hand. He got it to go. Coley has now got double digits.
And Cumberland now with that basket outscoring Rio in the paint 30-14.
And it has been brutal at times, I'm telling you. Baines tiptoes the baseline, throws it right to Cowan, excuse me. CC will run it across. Casey Cowan, what a story she's been. She's struggled at times, but folks, when she's on, she is one of the most potent offensive players the Mid-South Conference has seen in a while. Allen inside to Coley again, kicks it back out. Blue wide open 3. Off the mark. Itchiv-Kase had it momentarily, but taken out by Adler. Adler up ahead of the pack. They'll go to Baines. On a wing, they've got Heberlin. She'll drive with the left hand. Or make that Fraze, I'm sorry. Fraze in and draws the foul with 9:18 to go. Back to the free throw line they'll go. Here comes Bonar, Thomas, and Herring to check back in as Fraze, Adler, and Baines will sit down for Rio. Your 5 out, Coley, Itchiv-Kase, and Allen. They'll make up the 3 part of the 2-3. Out front, it'll be Blue and Cowan. Inbounds comes to Herring. Wild shot, missed it. Bonar with the rebound, and TaCouya Allen took it away, and then Bonar took it back. Bonar gets ridden to the baseline, and TaCouya Allen will be whistled for the foul. And for Allen, believe it or not, her first in the ball game.
That's one of the most underrated parts of her game. We talk an awful lot about the minutes that she plays, and she plays such good, tenacious defense. She doesn't foul. She's a very smart player.
So team fouls, 6 for Rio, now 5 on Cumberland. Bonar matched up with Coley. Threw out the chicken wing, and they're going to call Coley for the foul. And that'll be the 6th team foul, and for Coley, that'll be her 4th. Wow, that one snuck up on me.
Yeah, it did. I was thinking the same thing. Looks like Katie Smith's coming into the game.
Yep, Coley and Smith both with 4 fouls. John, this is starting to kind of make my ear hair tickle. 9:02 to go, and Smith will check in with her 4 fouls for Coley, who just picked up her 4th. Out front, they'll work it to Thomas, and Thomas has been quiet in this second half. Bonar has taken a little bit of the lead. That time lost the handle, and Itchiv-Kase in there to force a tie-up, and it'll be Cumberland possession with 8:52 to go. And that's what Itchiv-Kase gives you right there, that gritty, get down on the floor, get a loose ball, do whatever she can. There's no stats really for that.
Just talked about that.
That'll just go as a hell ball, but we know what it was. Here's Allen back on the other end, 20 on the shot clock, 8:40 left to go in the game. Bulldogs up by 14. 3 for Allen on the way off the side of the iron. Rebound by Markham, and Itchiv-Kase comes in, and she might be shaken up a bit, slow to get up, but she'll get to her feet.
She took a very awkward fall right there as her arm got tucked behind her, but that will be a 1-and-1 as we walk to the other end for Rio. Going to the free throw line will be Markham. She has not been there this afternoon. 6 points on the in the ball game. Markham on the season at the free throw line, 67%.
And Rio using the charity stripe to stay in this one. 8 out of 9 in the game. Make that 8 out of 10 as the long rebound comes to Allen. TaCouya Allen working on a double-double now. Allen just snatched her 8th board of the ball game. Blue will walk it. Back to the right wing, she's got Cowan over there. Itchif and Smith set the double screen out front on Gamble. Blue swings it across to Cowan, open for a moment, gets it to Allen on the right wing, cut off by Bonar. Inside to Smith, working on Markham with the left hand, had it blocked, and Markham took it away. Boy, Markham with some good minutes on the defensive end here in this second half. Up ahead, they'll go to Gamble for three. Wow. No doubter. Good gracious, the freshman slung that one through, and that one was sweet as sugar. First points of the game for her, and this is an 11-point ball game. Cowan will try to answer back and can't get that three to fall, but it hit off the shot clock, so it'll go back. And the call made over here on the near side by Clay Phillips.
Kind of slipped us as well after Coley went out with 4 fouls. Smith came in with 4 fouls. Wow.
Yeah, I was just talking about it. You don't even listen to me.
Wow.
4 for 4. As Bonar skips it across to Gamble, she'll try it from the left side. That one looked like it was going, but it didn't, and Allen with her 9th rebound. So TaCouya working on a double-double, and John, she's gotten a lot of those balls inside, but that one was kind of easy. She stood there and let it come to her.
Just kind of fell.
Those are fun to get.
Those are the nice ones. You got to rest a little on those.
Here, let me get that. That's a rebound, thank you. Allen on the left wing, cut off by Bonar. Smith with the pick. Allen with the runner, no good, but she'll draw the foul on Bonar. For Bonar, that'll be 2. And now both teams in the 1-and-1, the 7th team foul, but Allen will shoot a pair as she was hacked in the act of shooting. And TaCouya Allen is down, and it looks like she might be cramping. Timeout on the floor. Let's take it with them. 7:10 to go. Second foul on Bonar will send TaCouya Allen to the line to shoot a pair if she can when we come back in 30 seconds. They got some good-looking freshmen. Boy, Gamble can flat out fill it up.
And they know that the conference tournament is played here, so maybe a little bit of advantage for them to play one of their last regular season game on the same court.
Absolutely. TaCouya Allen continues her torch shooting pace. She's now got 22. She makes the first one and the second one, and neither one barely drew iron. And Allen, good to see her up and about, suffering some cramps. She'll just have to fight through it, I guess. Thomas will work out front. It's Blue, Cowan, Itchif, Smith, and Allen. As a long three from the left corner. Boy, I tell you, Gamble's starting to heat it up. We talked about it. Second on the team in three-point attempts here. She put up 153 during the season, 33% clip, and right now she is starting to light it up. She's now, what, 3 out of 5?
Yep.
Cowan across the blue in the corner to Allen. 10-point lead for Cumberland as Ryle making a bit of a surge. Right wing, they'll go to Blue. She'll work her way to the left elbow. Back to Smith. Drop step on Markham. And they're going to call a forearm shiver on Markham, and that has been a good battle. Markham has, quite frankly, beaten everybody she's tried to defend in that low post, Sean. Somebody's got to get inside her and get something to go down.
Smith going to the line. She has struggled this afternoon. 0 for 7 from the field. First time to the free throw line. Gets that one to go. Maybe that'll get her going. Smith, a very good free throw shooter, 80% on the season.
Her first point of the ball game. Hard to believe, but it is. Katie Smith's second toss will be up and no good. So 1 for 2 that time. And Bonar reached over Allen and took it away. And I don't know how in the world that is not a foul. But nonetheless, we'll come back and play some defense. 64-53, Cumberland by 11. Boy, they jumped out on Gamble that time. Bonar open to Thomas, right in the middle of the lane, and flat out lost it. Smith tapped it across, picked up by Allen. Looked for Cowan, couldn't get it to her. So Allen will walk it across. 5:58 and counting, 11-point lead for Cumberland. And Allen matched up with Bonar. Bonar hadn't got it done, John.
Not yet, she has it. Don't get her going.
Itchif out to Smith. Fakes from the right elbow, feeds Cowan. She'll take the three. Get in there. It's off the mark. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Thomas, though. So a fresh 30 for the Bulldogs. Timeout on the floor. Let's take it with them. Payne will check in after the dead ball. Cumberland hanging on. 64-53. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Steals, a season high for the Bulldogs in that category. And it's really helped them out. They've had some pretty nice little breakouts.
They've had quite a few of those, yeah. Just getting in the passing lane, tipping it out to themselves, and hitting a layup.
Out of the inbounds, Cowan drains a three. Boy, she came off a triple picket fence screen as Allen, Blue, and Smith set them for her. She curled into the corner and let it fly, and the next thing you know, the lead's back to 14. Cowan's got 28. She's 1 3-pointer away from tying her career high.
Boy, that's such a good feeling coming out of a timeout when you draw up a play and you get exactly what you want.
To perfection. On the other end, they will whistle the foul on Allen. That's her second, and at the line goes Markham, who makes the first of the 1-and-1. So now team fouls even up at 8 apiece, and with 5:26 to go, Markham's 7th point has brought the Red Storm back within 13. The second one off the mark, so the score will stay, and Markham goes in and takes it away from Smith, Allen, and Itchiafkase. Boy, Markham has flat out got it done today. Thomas working out front, splits the double team, feeds down low to Markham. Markham missed it, got it again, got it to Payne. She'll put it up, missed it. Markham got it back. Okay, so when Allen does it, it's a foul. I don't understand. Markham can reach over the back, no foul. But the official right there to make the call, so we'll have to go by what they call. Markham back to the line as they whistle Allen for reaching over the back. Tough break for the Bulldogs. Coley will spell Katie Smith, and for Allen, that's her third foul. No, they're going to, yeah, that's her third foul. They're not putting it on the board yet, though.
Markham, as you said, just right back to the line. 7 points in the game. 1 out of 3 from the line. Hits that one. She'll have another one.
Markham's starting to heat up, John.
She sure is. She sure is.
All these points in the second half, 8 of them.
Rio getting it done at the free throw line now. 10 out of 13 as a team. 11 out of 14.
So Markham hits a pair and it's back down to 11. She's got 9. Full court pressure. Bonar matched up with Allen, and TaCouya. Allen has absolutely owned that matchup today.
And a pass to a wide-open Marv Dobson on the sideline, unfortunately, will result in the 9th turnover for Cumberland. They have done a really good job up until this point taking care of the ball, but that one a little wild.
67-56, back to the 2-3 zone. They got a Payne turnaround jumper good, and it's single digits for the first time in a long time. There's the pressure. Thomas matched up with Cowan. The double team across to Allen, up ahead to Blue to beat the timeline. They got a 3-on-2. Itchiafkase to Coley. Back out front. Cowan to Allen. And I thought maybe they might shoot it, but this runs some clock. 4.5 to go. Cumberland hanging on by 9, and that one knocked out of bounds. And Coley, that time, got hammered from behind by Markham. Bless her heart, CJ has just been absolutely battered inside. Cannot get a foul call. 11 on the shot clock as Blue set the inbounds. Bounce pass backdoor to Allen. Got it to go and drew the foul. Absolutely brilliant play as Allen weaves through traffic. Didn't need the pick. They thought she was going to run off a pick. She stopped and shot between them and wound up wide open on the back door, and somebody's on the porch, John. It's Allen. She scored, and a chance for an old-fashioned three-pointer.
And her 25th point of the ball game. 9 out of 12 from the field and 4 out of 4 from the free throw line.
So the lead back to 11 as Allen will attempt another free throw. She's 4 for 4 there today. Toss is up, and no doubt, all 5 she shot today, barely twinkled the twine. And with 4:24 to go, she's got 26, and the lead back to 12. Thomas shoots right back through, but Tasia Blue got her on the way by, so Blue will pick up her first foul, and now both teams in the double bonus, and Thomas will step back to the line where she's a perfect 2 for 2 today.
Thomas, as we talked about, she is the straw that stirs the drink, and she's been very quiet here in the second half.
Kind of frothy, though.
It's a good way to put it. At the half, she had 13 points, so yet to score here in the second half, and misses that one.
So she has really dropped off. 1 for 2 that trip, so it's back to 11. Quick timeout called on the far side by head coach David Smalley. Let's leave it right here for just a second. I do want to remind folks, even though our men and
and so a lot of excitement for the seniors here today.
Well, Pryor at the line for the second of a pair. That one rolls off, so Pryor 1 for 4 from the line. The lead stays at 13. Allen with the steal. Here she comes working on Baines. She'll take it with her left hand and got it to go and drew the foul. And that's how you top your career high in style, as she'll have 28 and a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play. And Allen has just been flat out ripping and roaring from the free throw line. A perfect 5 for 5. And as John said, 28 a career high in this last 2:02, Cumberland up by 15. This one kind of getting salted away.
Oh, you're absolutely right, and a lot of excitement over there on the bench for the Bulldogs. They understand how up and down of a season they've had, but an opportunity to
get in there.
And then she just continues to do it at the free throw line. 6 out of 6 now from the line.
So she's got 29, and the lead back to 16 is that one thrown inside to Heberlin, and the hitter in a bad spot right in the hands, sails out of bounds. So Heberlin has been quiet here today. Her stat line is zeros except for 2 rebounds. And they'll call Gamble for a reach in on Cowan, so Cowan might be able to get this career high if she can hit 2 free throws. Wouldn't that be something if both of them had career highs on senior day?
That's absolutely incredible.
I don't know if I've ever heard of that happening.
And you're talking about 2 people that have scored. It's not like their highs are 10, 11 points, and there it is. Now she's tied.
There it is.
One more, and she can have a new career high. How incredible is that? That's awesome.
pretty special, and she does. 32, and Coach Lewis,
they know it.
Celebrate a little bit.
They know it.
Thomas will let it roll. 79-61, the outcome not in doubt now. And TaCouya Blue will be whistled for a foul, and Coach Lewis is like, come on, don't do that. Just don't worry about it. Don't do it again. Blue's got 2, so 2 free throws coming up for Thomas. She's had a big day, but real quiet in the second half. She's got 14 now, and John, I would have never thought that. She had 13 in the first half, so just her second point of this second half. They really shut her down.
I was going to say 0 field goals, and she was everything to them in the first half. She's what kept them in the ball game. I don't know if maybe they've switched defenders or what the deal has been, but she's been a non-factor in the second half. 79-63. Boy, the Bulldogs laced up their offensive shoes today. This is an incredible performance. Rio came into today 18-11 overall, 7-10, and Cumberland has basically owned them, and they're going to say Allen stepped on the sideline. So it'll go back to Rio with a minute 49 to go. 79-63. It would take a Reggie Miller-like performance to bring Rio back here. I don't see it happening, John. And if it all stays true to form, Cumberland will end their season snapping a 7-game losing skid.
So Frace comes in, gets it to Gamble across to Bonar. Bonar swings it right side. Now they've got it inside. Heberlin turnarounder won't go. Rebound Tara Pryor. So Pryor has her 3rd board of the game. Back to Cowan. And with 25 to go, Cowan a chance to add to that career high as she got fouled in the backcourt. And Cumberland in the double bonus. First foul of the ball game whistled on Heron.
Casey Cowan, as you said, going back to the line. 4 out of 5 there this afternoon. 32 points in the ball game for the senior. She misses that one. She will have another one again. In case you're just joining us, career highs for Casey Cowan and TaCouya Allen, both seniors on senior night. Not just senior night, but the last game of the season. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but the very last game of the season.
And the reason I'm so happy that point total has increased, because now a chance to give Casey Cowan a send-off as Lacey Coulter will check in for her. And this Cumberland crowd is proud and loud as they're starting to give her a standing ovation. Cowan to the bench, Coulter in. Let's see when we get TaCouya Allen out. Fraze into the front court across to Heberlin. Skip it across to Heron. Now they've got Heberlin on the left wing. She'll drive, put it up from 8, and it went 7, and Allen with the rebound, but taken away from behind by Bonar. She'll stop and take a 3 and bank it in. So Saturday afternoon banking in Lebanon. Bonar's got 8. And boy, talk about a difference. 0 points in the first half, just 8 here in the second half. And John, she came in. Bulldogs, inbounds comes to Allen, 80-66, 14-point lead. You'd love to see Allen get to the basket as she does. So Allen adds to her career high. She's got 31. 63 points from the seniors today. And with under a minute to go, a 16-point lead. The long 3 put up. That one no good. Rebound Allen. She's added to that. She's got 13. One more and she'll match her season high on that. And a reach-in foul for Fraze will send Allen back to the line. And John, now bragging rights on the line. If Allen can nail these, she'll tie Cowan for high point honors in this game. Remember, Coley had a couple of 31-point games, so 30-plus performances, not uncommon. But Allen and Cowan just out of their minds here today. First one up and good, and Allen continues to blister the free throws. Now 7 out of 7. What a day shooting. 11 out of 14 from the field, 3 out of 5 from three-point range, and a perfect 7 for 7 from the charity stripe. Make that 8 for 8, and she's tied Casey Cowan for high game honors. And Ichi of Kase checks in, and TaCouya Allen will get her standing ovation as well. And with 47.1 to go, big hug from Jeremy Lewis, TaCouya Allen has definitely been the one player on this team that through thick, thin, water or mud, she has been there for the Bulldogs. Heberlin on the other end throws across to Heron, down low, running jumper, no good by Clark, tipped out of bounds, last touch by Pryor. So with 35.8 to go in an 18-point ball game is still Rio Grande with an inbounds. Coley back in. Coulter, Blue, Pryor, and Itchiv-Kase out front. Now they'll swing it across. Heron open for three. Instead goes down low. Clark with the spinning jumper off the glass. No good. Rebound for Pryor. Her fourth of the game and a reaching foul from behind by Heberlin. So Pryor a chance to get off that 1-point snide.
Kind of surprised they're still fouling.
With 23.5 to go, you know, not many 18-point plays I've seen, you know. Kind of hard. You'd have to
Are they voting on that one as well?
Three-pointer every 3 seconds. I don't think that would work. Pryor off the front of the iron. Boy, she just struggles from the free throw line. Bless her heart.
That's definitely something as we look forward that the freshman's going to have to improve on.
She's now 3 out of 12.
Very
3 out of 13.
Sporadic at the line, but she's going to be a big piece of this puzzle next year.
So Gamble has it to Heberlin. Now they go right up underneath. Clark with a little runner off the glass. No good. Rebound. Itchiv-Kase, and I don't think they'd call a 10-second call if she stopped and dribbled in the backcourt, but Coulter will cross the line, and that's how we'll finish it. That's your final, and what a way to cap it off, John. Your final score, Senior Day, a big blast for the seniors and everybody else associated with the Bulldogs. You got to give it up for them. 84-66 as they finish with a bang. What a performance. TaCouya Allen and Casey Cowan both setting